I honestly don't even know what has caused me to decide this, but I wanted to get back out here today to Silver Ridge Peaks and continue with the black bear grind. I kind of got to thinking about the total number of kills, more than 5,000 on this grind, and then we end up kind of putting it on pause and going and grinding for the moose. So I wanted to get back out here. I don't know if this is going to become a consistent thing or not, but for today, we're going to run around SRP and see what we can find for black bear. And not a bad start. Got a mythical down here in among all these pronghorn. So that is pretty promising. We'll go ahead and go for that about 250 meters away. And we are, by the way, going with the Hyperion scope. The reason for that is pretty much because you have to grind black bear in the dark now, at least if you want to hunt them in their drink zones. Now we need to back up because he kind of got into the reeds. But very often I find that we just end up spooking bears before we get to see them because it's exactly this situation. They get into the reeds and you can't see them. So you end up needing to make shots on the move. Sometimes that's at close range, and the Hyperion is just simply better for that. But now 300 meters away, we will attempt to drop this in there. Want to make the shot while he's drinking, and I think that's going to work. He's dropping already, so that's going to be a plus. And I do think, despite the fact that it feels a little, I don't know, empty to not complete the grind after more than 5,000 kills, taking a break from it I think can be good though, because we maybe forget a bit of the best places to go, and I think it's going to cause us to kind of check every spot again, which is always good. But our first black bear of the grind in 2023 is a 21.76, 247 kilo even mythical black bear. Got him in the left lung there, 316. Not half bad, and hopefully now the bears are going to be into their zones. It's just hitting 2100, and that's why at the start we were just walking down a road, because I figured we need to give them some time to get into their spots, and hopefully now they're there. And straight to now a level 6, and it kind of sounds like maybe one running to our right. Let's get that shot in there, and then if this is a male, we can maybe get it to, it's a level 4. I think we just smoked that tree. Maybe hit him? If not, we had to have been close. No blood, so we'll have to get him on his way out through here, and that probably means a little bit of tracking. But 2 from this spot definitely isn't bad, and one way or another, we're gonna get him. It just might require a little more running than we could have had if we got the first shot. But there is one other thing that's always been in the back of my mind, really since this grind began, and it's one thing that also brought me back to this. With our red deer grind, it took 5,600 kills on Quadro Colinas to get a Great One red deer, and it was in the area of 4,800, very similar to what happened with the black bear grind when a population reset occurred. That was when the black bear drink time went from daylight to dark, and there was a reset along with it, and I just can't help but think, between 800 and 1,000 red deer later for that grind, we got our Great One. We're only 200 maybe since that happened with the bears. I can't not get back here and at least try to get another 1,000 or so before we consider swapping maps or doing something different. And then coming back to our level 6, we, I think, dropped that with a double lung shot at 169 meters. Almost got a gold there at 19.07. And I think what we'll do is go to the lakes that really are the reason for the Hyperion scope. These 3, in my experience with this grind since the change to nighttime drink zones, they've been the ones that carry the most bears, and they also end up with a lot of fleeing bears that require some decent shooting, and I think the Hyperion will help with that. You know, another thing that I hadn't considered till now, there's going to be a very big difference with this grind, strictly because of the new spook radius. In the past, things that were down here definitely would not have spooked, but now, unless they're on the very far end of that lake, they're within the 300 meters to actually end up running off, so that's going to have to be considered for when and where we take our shots. But in this case, this bear was walking down through, and I figured we'd go ahead and go for it. A go to 19.78, and at this stage, we are just going to run straight down, even fast travel maybe, to get there a little faster, because you never know what might be fleeing from us having taken that shot. I can hear one, which is weird. I guess it would be fleeing up the hill. Gonna keep the scope on until we can see. I think it may be scooting through there. It's a nice 7. Little rusty, you might say. I think we got that shot, but That could have been better. But it was enough to get him down. 20.92 score, we were way back. Hit him in the intestines. The angle's actually close to being right, but further forward would have given us a better shot at getting a vital. Even still, second max estimate bear. There's a female up there we can leave alone. And now comes the question, do we want to track things that may be spooked? Do we hope maybe they've returned nervous since we left? Maybe a little bit of both. We'll check on tracks and see if there's anything heavier weight that we'd want to go after. And then probably we'll just go down to the other lake. And yet again, we just end up spooking a bear that we cannot see. So that's where I think the Hyperion comes in. That range, not necessarily, but it's just a little bit of a tougher shot with the higher zoom, since you're at a minimum of 8 times, whereas we probably shot that one on 4 times with the Hyperion. I don't see any others running off, but that doesn't mean there aren't more around. But I think that's our 6th or 7th male bear. Not too bad considering we're really just kind of getting back into this, and as I said, it takes some time to remember the best spots. And what I'm looking forward to now, because this was the main area I wanted to get to, is going and checking some other areas. Now, we do have a male track there, which almost certainly spooked when we took that shot, so I bet it's close. We'll try to find it at least. Now, this is interesting. Either there's normally mountain lions here that just spook these bears off, and that's not the case today, or at some stage, they've moved down to here since they did the reset and everything, because I know they weren't here to begin with. And I've felt, even going back to before we put the grind on pause, that we were missing something. Just think of the Mule Deer Outpost Lake and how many bears we consistently shot as we have another male there. It doesn't make sense that we would have that many fewer bears. 3 males at one lake at least helps a little bit to explain where some of them are hiding. The bad news is, though, because of the wind, we did spook that level 7, so let's try to get that. That's going to be actually a decent hit. Maybe got the liver? And then here's the real struggle of hunting in the dark. Trying to get back on target for that other male. Even if we don't get all 3, though, just having learned that they're here is good. I don't know what, maybe you went the other direction? There were a lot of bears over there, too. There's our 3. Let's at least try to get that. We have 1 round left. That's going to get him. And then I don't have a clue where the level 5 went, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And it's all open up here. Like, as we go to claim the 7, we might find him. That's good to know. We're down here on, like, the west side, and there were no bears, or no male bears at least, at this northern lake, so it will be interesting to pay attention to. I hear a mountain lion, though. So they are around. That could have simply just been the reason. Maybe the mountain lions weren't here. There's definitely one up there and another one up there. And I'm not going to get overly concerned with finding the level 5 right now. Actually got a vital shot there, so we'll take the gold. Got the level 3 over there to go and claim too. And it's probably not the worst idea to not get too much hunting pressure here. Assuming that this will be a good spot in the future, we don't want to completely ruin it before it gets started. That's honestly the best news of the day so far, though, finding that. 15 score flat, level 3 silver, though. Not quite impressive, but 1 more added to the tally. And we'll try these lakes down here, too. They've been hit or miss in the past. And I honestly, like I said, I can't remember exactly what our route had been. We only killed a couple hundred bears, so we never really had a really defined route. And I think it's good to check everything if we can. And yet again, 2 male bears, a female over there too. I feel like that's just different. Like, I don't remember it being like that. Let's hurry though, because there is a mountain lion back there. What I'm hoping to do, that's not going to be a good angle, but we hit him anyway. A 300 round, regardless of hit location, will take down a bear, so it will get him. But I was hoping he'd kind of stay standing a little longer. But as we have absolute chaos going on over here, our one that we did drop was a level 5, double lung him at 258, and then I did notice this other one was going down quick. We got intestines, so that helps at least. And this one will put us at 10 for the hunt so far, which is a little lower than we'd like for what has been about 50 minutes of hunting, but again, we're kind of exploring, trying to reestablish the best areas to go to. And there have been, on numerous occasions, tracks that we've had where we never ended up finding the bears, so, I mean, they're around. When we were really only grinding a couple areas and the mule deer outpost lake, we could get 20 to 25 per run. If we had been a little more efficient here, plus what I'm hoping we can get in the next 15 minutes or so, 15-ish would have been definitely reasonable. That's not terribly lower than our average before. There's one more to add to the tally at least. I'd like to maybe scoot up into this tripod. The wind isn't good here, so we may have spooked things already if there are others around, but I just want to see this area. We used to get them drinking there. And we did have 2 there, in fact. Not great, but I think we're going to try to get the 6 there. Again, 1 300 round will get them. And because of the way these tend to run, usually you get a shot opportunity. Now, he's not doing what I've seen him do before, but, I mean, can still hit him. And we'll have to do a little tracking, but that's going to be 2. That'll put us at 12. And where we haven't gotten to yet is kind of like this main area down here. That's where we started basically every black bear run in the past, because it takes some time to run around, and usually there were some bears there, and when we went through today, there were none. So I think there's going to be some, and we should be able to get 1 or 2 more if we can track these down before black bear drink time ends. So we're actually not looking too bad for a hunt where we went in not blind, but definitely not in the ideal circumstance to be efficient. And man, at least for the 6, he went just about nowhere. We, probably because of the lumbar vertebrae in there too, getting the intestines along with that got him down a little faster. 19 score. And then if we can scoot up through here and get that 4, we've got 15 in-game minutes. I think we can get to that last spot we want to check. And again, not bad. Really didn't go that far. Is something different with them? Or maybe I'm just used to shooting moose. We actually got intestines again, so that definitely helps. And let's just go straight to this spot. I'd like to get to this back little tiny pond there too, because that at least used to hold bears, and gotta be close, but I think we have room. The only one I see up here is this tiny level 3, so let's get that. Hopefully slightly better shot, no tracking needed this time. And just to look at it, it's basically 2400, but we can get to the other side fast enough, especially if we just jump back to the lodge, because this lake is done. We just need the southern one. Not the most impressive bears towards the end here, but another male level 4 this time. I don't know how we did that. It is nice, I've got to say. With the moose, you have to be so precise, and if you don't hit at least intestines, you need to follow up for them to actually go down. Knowing that even if you just get a hit, it'll get the bears, it does feel a little simpler than what we've been used to over on Medved Taiga. I think, yeah, that's a female. Probably that's going to be our last bear then. 14 is not bad, and especially if we have the time to go through, maybe move some tents, get them in a little more ideal locations, we might be in alright shape. And I don't think it's going to be exactly every week like the black bear grind videos used to be or anything like that, but I do want to get a little more consistent with this. Like I said, more than 5,000 kills. To abandon that would be a shame. So we're going to get back to it at least a little bit. Maybe it helps kind of break up the grinding content between bears and moose. And who knows? It might be just around the corner. In the end, the red deer following that reset was. Hopefully the bear will be too. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time.